friends! Today, we're going to be talking about the 75th Annual Tony Awards, or rather the consequences of the 75th Annual Tony Awards, because it's only been about a month, and oh my gosh, it feels like we're living in a completely different timeline. And not just because of the current political landscape. Do you think they have musical theater in Gilead? Originally, this video was going to be like breaking down Tony Award performances, talking about what I liked, talking about what I had really big problems with, and we'll still talk about all of that a little later in the video. But first, I want to talk a little bit about the consequences, updates, and announcements that we've gotten from Broadway since the night of the Tony Awards. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get into it. If this is your first time seeing my face, hi! My name is Kat, and I really like musicals. If you really like musicals, hit subscribe to join the musical theater internet cult. Yeah, I can't really explain that one. Thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring a portion of today's video. Question of the day, what was your favorite Tony Award performance from this year's Tonys? Let me know in the comments down below. I think my favorites would probably be Mr. Saturday Night Live and Paradise Square. Mr. Saturday Night Live! But yeah, let me know yours, I'm curious. Real quick, let's take a moment to thank today's sponsor. Hi! Today's video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. So what is ExpressVPN? It's an app for your computer or smartphone, and it takes all of your network data, encrypts it, and tunnels it through a secure VPN server. Basically, it prevents your internet service provider from seeing your activity. And that helps protect you against your data being sold, hacking, it gives you better online privacy, and most importantly, you can use it for movies. See, ExpressVPN lets you control where you want sites to think you're located. You can choose from nearly 100 different countries, giving you access to content that might not otherwise be available in your region. Turns out like half my favorite shows that I thought were gone are still on Netflix. They're just not available in the US. But with ExpressVPN, you can access content from around the world. So now I can watch Friends, The Office, Parks and Rec, and so many more. And it's really easy to use. Open the ExpressVPN app on your computer or TV, select a location, and hit connect. For less than $7 a month, ExpressVPN lets you access thousands of new shows and movies on Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and tons of other streaming services. It's also incredibly fast, like it doesn't slow down the connection at all, so you're able to stream stuff in HD quality with no issues. So if you want to get the most out of your streaming services, click the link down below, or visit expressvpn.com/catsteele to find out how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. Thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this segment, and now back to the video. So overall, the 75th Tonys were an incredible historical night. We had our first out non-binary, agender, and trans nominees. Jennifer Hudson became an EGOT winner, and personally, I'm always a fan of when the winners are spread out amongst the shows. Like, it kind of makes me sad when one show just sweeps and annihilates every category, so it was nice to see the praise shared around a little bit. Unfortunately, something else way less fun was also shared. So if you didn't see, a portion of the audience was unmasked because they were on camera, and unfortunately a ton of people got COVID. Hugh Jackman tested positive the very next morning, and then Sutton Foster was out, Skylar Astin, and the list just keeps going. So in the wake of all of this, it's announced that Broadway theaters will now have a mask optional policy beginning July 1st. Prior to this, you had to be wearing a mask at all times. Interestingly, Actors Equity Association, the stage union, was only alerted a couple of hours before the news went public, so that was a surprise. Either my neighbors are moving furniture or they're self-taping for Xanadu. Broadway World ran a poll, and of the people who had planned to see a Broadway show in the month of July, a combined 72% of people said that they would either still wear a mask or that they were just gonna cancel their tickets. I didn't get a chance to vote, but I am one of those people who had to cancel their trip to New York. I was so excited to go back for the first time in 3 years. I was gonna be at Broadway Con, so I would have gotten to hang out with you guys. I would have gotten to see Julia in Into the Woods. So I'm really sad to be missing all of that. I was very upset, and it was a really hard choice. Right now, it's just too risky for my family, and I can't. So I know I made the right choice, but oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I cannot believe this timing. We also received our first closing notices post-Tony Awards, and surprisingly, it's the Revival of Company that announced they'll be going first. They'll be closing on July 31st, and personally, I'm so bummed. I really wanted to see the Revival. I love Company, and I'm surprised because it did fairly well at the Tony Awards, so I didn't see this coming. Shockingly, Paradise Square has just announced that they'll be closing in less than a week. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I wish everyone involved the best. It was also announced that Jane Lynch and Beanie Feldstein would be leaving Funny Girl. Can you see the exhaustion and pain in my eyes when I say the words Funny Girl? If you somehow miraculously avoided the absolute barrage of Twitter discourse on this casting, it's been a hot topic. Who's going to be the next Fanny? Who should be the next Fanny? Can Michele even read? So after a couple of weeks of rumors, it was finally confirmed, literally yesterday, that Michele will be joining Funny Girl. And I could make a whole video on this topic, so let me know if that's something you want. Anyway, I want to hear your thoughts on all of that. The mask updates, Funny Girl, everything. Let me know in the comments below. And now for some lighter news. Let's talk about the Tony Awards. Hosting is a really tough job, and I think Ariana DeBose did fantastically well. She was a great facilitator, she brought the fun. I think she was her best when she was in the audience interacting with people, and I love that they utilized her true triple threat. The Sondheim tribute was really nice, seeing Bernadette do a classic. I think it would have been cool to see maybe a medley of his work because he was so prolific. He influenced so much and he created so much, so I think it would have been nice to see a little more. Speaking of which, let's talk about each of the musical performances. The Tap Break Man, I mean the Music Man. Look, I love Sutton, I love Hugh. I just did not love that performance. I thought the song choice was odd, the choreography was underwhelming, I thought the staging didn't make sense, so I don't know what was going on with that, but I feel like the cast was not set up for success. MJ, the dancing was fantastic. I just personally have no interest in supporting anything Michael Jackson related. Mr. Saturday Night was utterly delightful. I knew nothing about the show. Billy Crystal is such a talented performer, like duh, we knew that, but like the way that he had the audience just in the palm of his hand. Company! If you're new here, I love Company so much. I thought the performance was nice, but I also feel like they kind of played it safe. They can give it a little spice. I still can't believe Katrina Lenk didn't get nominated. Girl from North Country was something I was interested in, but after seeing the Tony performance, I'm not sure it's for me. Strange Loop. I really enjoyed Strange Loop's performance. I thought it was fun, it was original, and it showed off the whole cast. I think that's something really great for a Tony Awards performance, giving everyone kind of their little featured moment. Paradise Square. Joaquina Kulikongo is amazing. I didn't know much about it, but after seeing her performance, it definitely piqued my interest. We all just need a hype woman like Cynthia Erivo. That was probably, honestly, my favorite moment in the telecast was Cynthia Erivo getting picked up by the mics, just absolutely cheering. That made me so happy. 6, another fantastic performance. It was super high energy, it was super fun, it was engaging, very much like a Strange Loop. It kind of has that moment for everyone to be featured. Some of my other favorite moments from the Tony Awards, Rachel Dratch's son sticking his tongue out the second he was on camera and Rachel being like, no, when they cut to a guy in the audience and he was just fully asleep on camera. And yay for Matt Doyle! His happiness was so palpable. So now let's talk about some moments I didn't love. So many of the speeches were cut short and people kept getting played off the stage. Tons of awards were handed out during the pre-show, which was over on Paramount Plus. I feel like more and more awards keep getting cut for time, which is crazy considering it's an award show. High ticket prices. Oh my gosh, I didn't even get a chance to touch on this. So if you didn't know, they sell tickets to the Tonys, including a student rush. That means that students show up to the theater early, cash in hand, and if there are seats available, they have a chance to get them at a super discounted rate. Call me a grandparent at a voice recital because I'm filming on my iPad. For instance, the 67th Tony Awards had student rush tickets for $40. This year's Tony Awards had them for $250 plus a $6 handling fee, just to add insult to injury. Another tough thing about the Tonys, but it's not exclusive to this year, just in general, because the Tony Awards are location specific, because it's about theater just in one specific area of New York, you can't play along at home like you do with the Oscars. Sometimes you feel really disconnected because you haven't seen anything nominated. But those are just my thoughts. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the Tonys, the winners, the aftermath, all of it? Again, huge thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring a portion of this video. You can click the link down below or visit expressvpn.com/catsteele. I hope you're having a great day. I love you so, so much. Break a leg, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.